Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Jenny and today I'm going to be doing a review of the Lorac Mega Pro 4 palette. I actually have the other three from the past 4 seasons. I got this one late though. Not that that matters. But, so I am a huge fan of the Lorac Pro palettes. The Mega Pros, I should say. I don't have any of the actual, like the Pros, their smaller palettes. I only have the Mega Pros. But I have really been enjoying them. So the way I'm going to do this video is I'm going to show you a little demo of the eyeshadows. I'm going to give you some swatches and then I'm going to give you my thoughts and a review of the palette. So let's go ahead and get into the demo. To start, I'm going to prime my eyes first because I'm going to be going in with a super glittery shadow that has quite a bit of fallout, so I want to be able to clean that away without messing up foundation and stuff, so I'm going to start with my eyes. And I have already primed my eyes, and so I'm going to use the shade Cool Taupe, Cool Taupe, just to set down that primer. Now I'm just going to tightline. I'm going to use the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide on Eye Pencil in Pro version. And I'm just going to put this, ouch, I'm just going to put this on the top. Now in my crease I'm going to take the mixture of butterscotch and oat. And I am going to put this into the crease. Can't really see these colors on my skin tone, but these are just going to be nice kind of transition shades to just build up the color I'm going in with later. Now I'm going to go into the shade Mocha. You cannot see it. This one. Nope, this one. The lighter brown. And I'm going to do the same thing, just keeping it on the outer V and up into the crease as well. Now I'm going to go into the shade Denim, which is this nice light blue shade. And I'm going to kind of do the same thing because now I kind of want to start to cool the tone down because I'm going to go in with quite a bit of blues for this look. And I want this to be cool tone, and there's not a whole lot of cool transition shades. So just a little tiny bit of this denim shade is going to kind of make the transition a little gray as opposed to brown. With a smaller brush, I am now going to go into the shade, I think Blackberry. Let's go with a little bit of Blackberry, just to deepen it a little tiny bit more on the outer edges before we get into the actual, like, dark blues and dark greens, just to kind of keep it from being too terribly cool. So now I'm going to go into the shade Shadow, which is up in the top corner. It's kind of like a greenish blue, kind of maybe like a greenish navy. And I'm going to put that into the outer V, and I'm also going to take it up and around into the crease too, to kind of deepen this area even more. Taking that same small brush, I am then going to go into the shade Raven down here in the corner, just a little bit, just to deepen it up just even more in the very corner. Taking a flat shader brush, I'm going to go into the shade Peacock, which is this very bright, vibrant blue, and I'm going to put this all over the lid, but mostly in the center, but definitely all over the inner half of the lid. Going back into the shade Shadow, that first dark matte, I'm going to just kind of blend the edges a little bit. And I'm going to do this between every step because I'm going to add a few more colors on top of that shimmery blue. But I want to keep this area kind of bright and vibrant. Now I'm going to go into the shade Fairy Tale, which is this really cool kind of like steel blue kind of color. And I'm going to pack that on top of the blue. This is the one that has all that crazy fallout and it gets in my eyes too. I'm not really a fan of that aspect of this, but the shade is beautiful. Now I'm going to take this cool shade called Unicorn down here. It's like a lilac with a blue shift. And I'm going to just lightly pat this on top just to give it a little extra something something. And then I'm going to go back into the Shadow shade. And I'm just going to blend the two together. So this does it for the top lid, I believe. So I'm going to go ahead and take a makeup wipe and just start to clean out from under the eyes. And I'm going to kind of sharpen the edge. Because I am going to attempt, winged eyeliner with this look. And the sharp-edged eyeshadow helps with that. So I did go ahead and put on my liner and my lashes, and then I went ahead and did my base as well. So now I'm going to move on to the lower lash line now that everything else is done. And I am going to go into Mocha. Can you see it? There it is, Mocha. And I'm just going to put that on my entire...
Ow! Oh, shoot, that hurt.
On my entire lower lash line. I'm going to go into the denim shade, this light blue. And I'm going to put that on the lower lash line as well.
Why do I keep doing that?
Okay, so I've like stabbed this eye like 17 times, so just ignore it watering and turning red and stuff. I'm gonna try to keep going. Taking a flat definer brush and going into the shade Shadow, I'm going to put that on the outer half of the lower lash line. Now I'm going to take the shade Raven down here and put that on the very outer corner. Taking the shade Foam, I'm going to put the shade Foam in my inner corners. And then I'm going to take the shade Unicorn and put that right on top, just to give it a little bit of an iridescent kind of look. So here is the finished eye look. I freaking love it. I think it looks really, really cool. So now I'm going to go ahead and put on a lip, and then I'll be back for the review. So before we start swatching, here's just a little bit about the packaging and how this palette is set up. So the packaging is very, very similar to the past few years, where it's like the nice, sleek, thin packaging. And this year it is pink, and this bothers me, and I don't think a lot of people notice it. The Lorac Los Angeles is gold, where Mega Pro or Pro is silver. I really don't like how they mixed that. I know a lot of people that I have interacted with online do like this combination, but I personally wish they would have stuck with just gold or silver. And me being a silver lover, I wish they would have went with just straight silver or something. I don't like the whole mixing of the metals, but of course that doesn't affect anything. But it does have a really nice mirror on the inside. And then the way that all of the palettes have been set up is you get 2 rows of mattes and then 2 rows of shimmers. So I'm going to go ahead and swatch them row by row. I'm going to have to do these by 4s just because I don't have enough arm space and I want to really show you the colors. But let's go ahead and start now. So first we have the shade Cotton, which is a nice like blue-based white. So it's very, very bright. And then we have the shade Flamingo, which is very close to my skin tone, but it's a very like peony pink. And then we have, hold on, I can't see it. We have Cool Taupe, which is kind of like a white beige kind of cream. And then we have the shade Butterscotch, which is it is like a true cream, which is like a hair lighter than my skin tone. So the next 4 we have are Cedar, which is a nice cool tone chocolate brown, Mocha, which is kind of like a neutrally kind of milk chocolate brown. Denim, which can speak for itself. Here, I'll give you a little better swatch just so you can see the color a little better. And then Shadow, which is a kind of cool, kind of like green navy kind of shade. The second row of mattes, we have Pink Peony. Yeah, Pink Peony, which is like a pink-based white. Oat, which is kind of like a yellowy toned, I don't really know, it's like a beige. It's like really, really close to my skin tone. Light Sage, which is a really pretty color. And then, lots of chunk on that one. And then Sugar Cookie, which is this really interesting kind of like gray lavender that has like, it's like more of a satin finish than a matte finish. It's such a super interesting color. These two look really pretty together. I might have to play around with these together. And the last of the mattes, or the darkest of the mattes, and this is Mahogany, Blackberry, Spice, and Dark Chocolate. Mahogany is a really pretty kind of like berry tone. I really, really like these shades. These are really nice shades. So now we're getting into my favorite rows, which are the shimmers. I really, really enjoy Lorac shimmers. So first we have Foam. Oh, it's so pretty. Honey. Oh my gosh, Honey is stunning. Pearl Slate. Oh my goodness, these are beautiful. And Moss, which is a really cool green. Penny and Pearl Slate are freaking beautiful. Lorac makes really, really nice shimmers. We have Steel Wool, Copper Pearl, Peacock, and Lagoon. Now Lagoon is almost like a satin and it has purple glitter in it, but once you start to blend it out on the eyes, you don't see any of the purple glitter, so what's the point? This blue reminds me of the blue in the Beauty and the Beast palette by Lorac. Actually, I'm going to compare them real quick. Okay, they're not similar. They're in the clear for this one. So here's the Beauty and the Beast blue. So this one is more shimmery and a little more vibrant than the Beauty and the Beast blue. Now we're on our final row of shimmers. We have Unicorn, which is a super, really cool color. It's like a lavendery white with like a blue-green shift to it. It is super neat. Lotus, which is almost more of a satin with some glitter chunks, like pink and green glitter chunks in it. Fairy Tale, which is a super, super pretty shadow. It does have a lot of fallout though, like into your eyeballs and hurts. But it's worth it. And then we have Misty Mauve, which is this really cool kind of like a brown taupe with a golden mauve reflect. It's a really interesting color. It has some gold glitter in it too. Very, very pretty. So the last four shimmer shadows that I have for you are Silver Fox, which is a really cool kind of taupe silver. Plum, which is more of a satin, and it's probably my favorite shadow in the entire palette. I love to put it all over my lid with just a little bit of a brown in the crease, and it's so pretty. Vamp, which is like a cool blackened purple with a purple fleck to it. I don't know, it's super neat. And then Raven, which is kind of like a gray black with some, what color, like goldish silver flecks in it. But once again, once you blend those out, you don't really notice. This would actually be a really pretty look in and of itself. I love these two shades. So overall, this is a really, really, really nice palette. I like Lorac shadows a lot, and as you can tell, I like the Pro series, or the Mega Pro series, I should say. These shadows do kick up a lot of product. Lorac products just do. They're just so very finely milled and soft to the touch that there's gonna be a lot of powder. I do know that these pan sizes are very small compared to other palettes. So if this is the only palette you have, you're probably going to go through some shades quicker than others. But if you're like me and you have 75 eyeshadow palettes, it's not going to be an issue for you. This palette retails for $59, but it's actually on sale at Ulta for $44.25, which I think is a great price for this. You're getting 32 eyeshadows in this palette, 16 matte, 16 shimmer. They're of all different like shade ranges. I really do wish that there were some more like mid-tone crease colors, because the only real like crease colors for my skin tone personally is like Oat, Butterscotch, and what is this? Mocha. And Mocha's like on the verge of a little too dark, and then these two are on the verge of, they are too light as crease colors. So I wish that there were more mid-tone shades instead of getting all of this darkness right here. Maybe like taking out one of these and putting in a lighter shade would have been handy. But overall, the palette is beautiful. But overall, this is probably the most interesting shadow palette of the 4 Mega Pros. Just because of the really interesting color selection. You get this pop of green, you get this duochrome, you get this cool, like, I don't know, you get this cool sage color and a pink, and you know, you get some really interesting color choices in here, which can lead to, if you're not into colorful eyeshadows a lot, you're new to colorful eyeshadows, you might not know where to start with this palette, which I kind of had that experience. I just kind of didn't really know where to start, and what I was putting together wasn't looking really good. It was actually kind of looking like a hot mess. But the more you work with it, the more you kind of figure out what shadows work well together and what colors look good together. So it just takes some time to get used to a palette like this that has such an interesting color mix. But overall, I really do think that it's worth the $59 price tag, and I especially think it's worth the $44 price tag. So I will have that link down below so you can check it out if you want to. So that is all for this video. I hope you really liked this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you would like to subscribe, please feel free, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.